Okay, welcome. Let's dive right into this. Today we're digging into some specific source material you've got for us. It's about a diplomatic exchange between President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping.
That's right. And our goal here is pretty straightforward. Cut through the noise, basically. We want to quickly pull out the essential info, the key insights from these excerpts, tailor it just for you.
Exactly. So you get the main points without wading through everything yourself.
Yeah.
And the core event these sources focus on. It's a recent phone call between them.
The material points out this call happened on a Thursday morning. Specifically, it mentions the Chinese Foreign Ministry reported it was ongoing around 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So that detail from the source gives a pretty precise timestamp.
Right, and it's important, as material notes, this wasn't just happening randomly. The sources are very clear.
Yeah.
This call took place amid ongoing tensions between the U.S. and China. That background, that context, it feels pretty significant, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The text makes a point of that backdrop. It suggests the call, well, it happened against this kind of complex, maybe strained relationship landscape at that time. It sort of immediately prompts you to think, okay, why the call then? What was the purpose, according to the source?
Yeah, and here's a really interesting detail based on the reporting included in the material we have. It seems both Chinese state media and their foreign ministry, they were cited saying this call, it happened at the White House's request.
Yes, that specific detail about who reportedly initiated it is attributed directly to those Chinese sources within the material. And that's noteworthy, right? Because it tells you how one side, at least as reported here, is framing the whole thing diplomatically. It might make you wonder, why frame it that way, especially given the overall description in the source.
Okay, so we have this high-level call. It happens during what the source calls ongoing tensions.
Hmm.
And one side, according to the report, says the other side initiated it. And crucially, the material also tells us what came out of this call.
Correct. If you look at what the source says resulted from this conversation, it was actually quite concrete. A new face-to-face meeting between President Trump and President Xi is planned soon.
Wow, okay, so that's a pretty tangible outcome from a call that happened, again, amid these stated tensions. It's like the source lays out a sequence for you,
Right.
tension, then a call initiated by one side, reportedly, leading to plans for an actual meeting, gives you a neat summary of events as presented in the material.
Exactly. This whole sequence, just as it's laid out in the reports you've got, the call timing, the tension context, the reported initiation detail, and then the outcome, the planned meeting, it offers a really focused snapshot of this specific diplomatic moment, seen purely through the lens of the source material. It captures the core reported facts.
So for you listening, you've got the key pieces right from the text. Who was involved, the timing, the tension context mentioned, that specific detail on initiation, and the next step plan. It's a clear picture drawn from these particular sources.
And this specific interaction, as it's described here, raises some, well, interesting things for you to think about. Given the source notes, this call happened amid ongoing tensions, right?
Yeah.
And the result was planning a face-to-face meeting. What does that move towards in-person diplomacy, as reported here, suggest to you about the state of the relationship at that moment? Based only on this description, what might the source be implying about the, let's say, urgency or importance of this particular communication? What other questions does looking closely at this specific reported exchange bring up for you?